Today, a healthy hack for a comfort food favorite, Shrimp Alfredo, with a hidden harvest of greens in every single bite. Now, we'll show you how to master the perfect dry sear on shrimp, the secret to a lighter smoked paprika cream sauce, and a dicing technique that turns fresh broccoli into a nutrient-rich confetti that clings to every strand of pasta. Yes, it's a smarter way to eat Italian, and that's all coming up right now on Dinner Diaz. Oh yeah. Hey, welcome to the kitchen. I'm Angie, and here to help me ride the healthy bit of train is my buddy here, Chef Ted Reyes. Good to see you.
Glad to be back.
You're getting the shrimp, and I love it. Now, Chef Ted is sharing the recipe for Shrimp Alfredo, and he does this for his family when he's not cooking for his customers at Lobster Haven in Oldsmar. Now, you say you like making this dish, right? And sneaking a little veggies in for the kids. Okay, is this what you do at home?
Oh my God, yeah. You know how kids are. Kids don't like veggies, you know?
And
so you
some
gotta
adults
hide 'em.
too.
Yeah, that's true.
You gotta hide them. Who are the twin pack here?
Yeah, so that's my daughter right there, Serenity, and then that's my son Tristan, named after yours truly.
And I think I see a picture. Do we have a third on the way?
Due next month.
Congratulations.
I know.
I love that.
It's just getting bigger and bigger. The family just keeps growing.
Well, my stomach is ready for some bigger and bigger food in here. Okay, so we're getting started, and I am excited because you're going to try to hide some things. But right off the bat, you've taken the shrimp, obviously, and you've washed them and cleaned them, and now you're patting them dry. And I understand that's the secret to making this just...
Anytime you're doing a sear, whether it be shrimp, any type of protein at all, even a steak, the drier the protein, the better the sear. You're going to get a nice brown flavor and look to it, which is, I mean, let's be honest, who doesn't like that, right?
Of course. Now, what kind of shrimps are these, by the way?
These are 2630s.
26, is that considered medium, large, extra large?
I hate that question just in the sense of
it's hard.
Some people are always like, oh, that's actually small for me because I eat prawns this big. And it's like, I'm sorry, I don't use prawns like that. But
Chef Ted, keep it real.
I would say that most restaurants you're getting a 2630 unless you're getting something. And if anyone doesn't know, 2630 is just how many you get in a pound.
Gotcha.
So 1620, you're getting 16 to 20,
in a pound.
2630.
See, there we go. I love it.
Now,
the word fresh, I mean, we want fresh food, but is this considered fresh? They're all pretty much frozen, right?
Yeah, I would say most shrimp you're getting is going to be frozen.
Okay.
You're not getting a lot of fresh shrimp unless you're getting them straight off the boat, and not a lot of people are going out to the docks and
meeting the boat,
from people. Yeah, like it's crazy that I get that question a lot because we're also a market at Lobster Haven,
which is really great. So talk about fresh seafood, and of course I see you left those tails on. You trying to scare me here, or is it better and taste different if you leave the tails on?
So I find that the tail, if you actually look, shrimp is always thicker at the end.
Yes.
So this will actually protect your little nub here from overcooking, so that way you don't get half chewy, half perfectly cooked. And
that's great.
All shells add a little bit more flavor. Anytime you do a bisque or something like that, the shells are what's giving you that nice flavor. That and all the bits inside the heads.
Oh, the little
and
tiny
like
bits.
That.
We're going to play with those mitts. Okay, so now you're ready to decorate.
Yep. So just
with
a little
some
salt
S&P.
and pepper.
Okay.
Yep. And I only do one side. There's no reason to over salt it or anything like that. We're going to add salt and pepper to the actual dish itself. So we don't need to go too crazy. We're just getting a nice little flavoring on there. And you should always do this with protein. Always give it a little tasty treat before you get it started.
Yeah. Oh, you did a little extra.
A little pizzazz to it.
If we have that, I don't know if I've got that bag of shrimp just kind of hangs out in the freezer for those late night, I don't know what I'm cooking type of meals. Obviously soak that in water, still do the same technique, pat dry.
Exactly, and you don't even have to set it, soak it in water. If you leave it in your fridge 24 hours, it'll defrost over a day just about. You just want to make sure that it's not frozen at all whenever you go to cook it because the outside will cook way faster than the
Right, and
inside.
that water, and then they'll steam, and not a good look.
It's all chewy, and then at that point, I just want gum.
All right, Chef Ted. So now it's time for the oil, of course.
Olive
Number
oil.
one question, thank you. Olive oil in the pan.
What I like to do is I always sear seasoned side down.
Okay. Kind of
that's a
seasons
good
the
side.
oil? Is that why? Or why do you do that?
I always find that it looks better.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm all about looks. Oh, that sounds superficial, don't it?
Listen, don't we eat with our eyes first? Love
They
that.
always say eyes and then smell, and then it's taste.
I love that. Well, as you put those in, look how quickly they turn. The tails are turning pink right off the bat. Love that. Hey, well, while we're going to do a little tossing and turning of this shrimp sizzle here, we're going to take a quick little break. Of course, when we come back, we're going to add our blush Alfredo sauce and show you how to keep it the professional way, nice and vibrant with some veggies and keep them crisp all at the same time. That's coming up on Dinner Diaz. Everybody, welcome back. So today we are bringing a healthy twist on a classic dish as we reinvent the Alfredo. That is so cool. So showing us how to do it is Chef Ted Reyes from Lobster Haven in Oldsmar. Ted, getting busy in here. And listen, if you thought that this sauce was going to be just heavy cream and butter, oh no, think again. Plus, we're about to show you how to add a super-sized serving of veggies. Now, this is genius, Ted. Now, over here, we have our shrimp doing their sear. They're doing their thing. And all we did with those, and this was important, is to pat them dry. We season them with a little salt and pepper and then brown them in a hot pan with a little bit of olive oil. Yum, yum. And during the break, we also cooked our pasta. And now it's time for the next step, which you are in front of, Ted. So it's time, Chef, we're going to touch those gorgeous shrimp just staring at me.
Yep,
They're looking at me.
Look at them right now.
Okay.
So any good Alfredo, you're going to start with butter and garlic.
Okay.
I also like to use whole garlic a lot of the time too. Right now we're going to use minced just to make it easier for everyone else.
Yeah.
But if you do like sliced whole garlic in there too, you just get a little bit more pinch in there.
Okay.
Which is totally okay, you know. I love garlic. My mother-in-law, or ex-mother-in-law I guess now, is Brazilian, and that lady will put garlic in literally everything.
Everything. Nothing wrong with that.
I usually slice it. That way you get that nice garlicky taste to it.
Ooh,
I am going to take this off so it doesn't boil over.
Okay. I'll pass you. Do you want me to? You want it now?
I want you to.
Oh, well,
help,
let me get busy. Okay.
Yeah. Put some spunk on it.
Okay, put some
And you can never have too much, so if you want to put as much as you like.
Well, if you're going to smell my breath later, we'll just keep it right here.
There you go.
That looks great. Now, can I ask you about the minced in the jar, the minced garlic? Is that a pro tip too?
I don't normally use minced garlic.
Okay.
I'm not a fan. Garlic tends to lose its flavor as it sits in the jar, but if I'm here teaching people how to do it easy way,
and we've got this on hand and it's ready.
I got so many kids at home. The last thing I want to do is rip open a garlic, peel it, and then deal with all the other garbage that goes along with it.
10-4.
But it doesn't.
You're okay.
In this sense, yeah.
Okay.
It won't
good
taste
stuff.
as garlicky, but that'll be better for you later.
Yes. All right. Perfect. I love that. Okay. So we're going to let that saute just a little bit to kind of let the butter melt, let that garlic warm up without it burning, of course.
Because if it burns, it turns bitter, and that's the last thing we want is bitter garlic.
And bitter is not butter. Better. Butter is better. All right. Real quick, while Chef Ted, you're going to grab this recipe, and everyone at home, you're watching, you want this for dinner. I know you do. So grab the recipe now for this shrimp Alfredo with all the ingredients and the amounts clearly laid out. It's ready to print if you want to do it at dinnerdiaz.com. I'm smelling the broccoli. Yeah, let's get the healthy because we've got a little trick for the kiddos and those who might not love broccoli, right? Shame on you, but let's get it. I see you started to cut up the broccoli, right? Do you want me to cut some more here?
Yeah, and basically you'll do the same thing. You're just going to cut off the little ends.
Okay.
Yep, perfect. And it's super easy. You know?
And it's so much better fresh. I mean, frozen is great. You've got it in the freezer, but
I find that frozen too, as you cook it, it's going to release a lot of water, and that's going to make your sauce runny. And anyone that has an Alfredo wants a nice, creamy, thick sauce.
Agreed.
So then this is our boiling water here. We're going to add some salt and pepper to that.
Okay.
Which I like to season everything I'm going to eat.
Yeah.
You know? There's no reason not to.
That makes sense.
And then if you add seasoning one place, you can just not add as much next place.
Okay. Now, are we fully cooking or are we just blanching this?
We're going to blanch it.
We're going to blanch this.
If there's one thing I hate when it comes to veggies is mushy veggies. So
Agreed.
I want them al dente.
Yes.
So that's bubbling. We'll get this bad boy going.
All right. And how long are we going to cook this
broccoli usually blanches within like 2 to 3 minutes, depending on how high the heat is.
Perfect.
Which, that looks pretty good. We'll let that blanch. Let me stir my shrimps.
Okay. Is there anything else? Because I see some secret ingredients just hanging out over here by me.
We're gonna add some heavy cream now. Because now, if you look, the garlic is actually starting to brown just slightly, which is perfect. So we can add some heavy cream.
Okay.
I usually go once around at first. You do one more.
One more.
Yeah.
Okay. You chefs, I tell you, you have all the knowledge up in here just by looking at a dish. All right, I'll put my heavy cream out of the way.
This is usually where I like to add my seasonings as well, because we want to season this delicious heavy cream. Otherwise, it's just all fats. There's no season to it. So garlic powder.
Little garlic powder. Okay.
And you can never have too much, so you can play it by ear, however way you want it.
All right. Got it. I'll put that in there. Okay.
I'll do a little bit of black pepper.
Okay.
And you're gonna add some of that, but just enough not to actually change the color, but you actually get the taste.
A little smoked paprika.
Exactly.
All right.
My grandmother actually got me some smoked paprika from Hungary. That stuff.
Is that, tell me when, because
that's good.
That's good? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, the smell, wonderful. Now tell me this, milk, would that work in the dish instead of heavy cream?
So you can use milk. A lot of places use milk, but I find, and this is actually a recipe that my mother used to do for like my brother and his football team.
Oh, wow.
Heavy cream is rich. So when you use milk, it's like heavy cream, essentially just add water, and no one wants that. No one wants a diluted heavy cream. This will make it more rich and more flavorful just because of the simple fact that it's a fattier content.
Yes, and we want that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to let that do its thing. We're going to blanch some veggies, get the shrimp, tossing. Oh, fabulous. The pasta's cooking. Somebody's going to get a cold plunge. Find out who it is. Our sauce is ahead, and it gets cheesy ahead on Dinner Diaz. This is Dinner Diaz, ideas for dinner. So today, a shrimp Alfredo with more than meets the eye, as there is a hidden helping of veggies. We're blending in broccoli. You won't even notice, so it's ideal for any kids, grown-ups too, who maybe like the idea of eating well, but maybe not the taste. Now you will. And showing us how to do it is Chef Ted Reyes from Oldsmar's restaurant and seafood market called Lobster Haven. Now, before we took that little break, Chef Ted and I started breaking it down, right? We added a little bit of garlic and butter to our shrimp, yum. Followed by heavy cream and garlic powder, a little salt and pepper, and that smoked paprika. It makes it look gorgeous. We trimmed up our broccoli and did a little blanch on it, right? But not for long. A blanch is kind of quick. We're keeping it bright green. And Chef Ted, you are shocking it.
Yeah, I say you just gotta get it. You're basically just canceling the cooking process. We don't want mushy broccoli. Anyone that eats mushy broccoli knows it's not the best.
Yes.
It's just not something that you really want. And the crunch inside of the pasta dish is going to give it a nice little pizzazz to it.
I love that. Okay, so we're going to give it an ice bath for how long?
Usually like a minute or so.
Okay,
so,
1 or 2 minutes, just do that.
Yeah, we'll do that. And while that's happening, we'll add some cheese.
Should we switcheroo here?
Yeah.
All right, I'll get the cheese ready. Let's do it. All right. So is it time to put the pasta in first?
We're going to do pasta first,
okay,
just so we can start coating it some. I'm not going to use all this. This is quite a bit of pasta, but...
I wore my big girl pants today.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
You came prepared.
I sure did.
And as you can see here, it doesn't look like we had just enough heavy cream. You can always add more.
Okay.
So there's a lot of pasta, so we're going to add a little bit more heavy cream, which will allow it to get a little bit more runny, which is okay.
Yum, yum.
And that's always an issue. If you have an issue with it being too thick, add more heavy cream. Or if it's too runny, just add a little bit more Parmesan.
Okay, so is there a, quote, right amount of pasta, or is it to taste, or?
Oh, there's never too much pasta, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I'm always about, I do a lot of measuring with my heart. I cook with my heart, so I should measure with it too.
Oh,
I give you guys a base general idea of how to make things just to make it easier for everyone else, but why not make it a little easier? You know?
Oh, that's sweet. Well, I love when there's food that has heart and you can taste the difference. To do an Alfredo sauce, not from the jar, but as quick as literally heavy cream does the trick. But wait, we're not done. Not only did Chef Ted just add that pasta, but I see some delicious cheese here. They want to connect and hang out a little bit, right?
Okay, and this is a cute little trick for you guys. I understand you probably want to use grated because it's already in that jar and you can just dump it out real quick.
Right.
Shaved Parmesan is so much better because of the simple fact that it will melt more evenly. So you're actually able to get a really good sauce to it. It's not all sticking to the bottom of the pan or anything like that.
Oh, that's
so
good.
why don't you get to pouring.
Okay.
And you can do the whole thing if you want.
Okay.
You know, if it ends up being a little too much, we'll just add a little bit more heavy cream.
Yum.
And it's
you
good.
can taste the difference.
Yeah.
Listen, I grew up on the stuff that was in the door.
There you go.
In the green jar, in the paper container.
Yep.
Not so much. I think we can elevate pretty quickly. This is something that kids would love to do. Maybe the honey-do list, just grate a little bit and throw it on in.
I would say a little chores, you know, helping the family cook.
Yeah.
And then you can already tell, you see how it's melting really evenly. It's not sticking to the bottom of the pan, which helps too because you guys have Hexclad. Awesome.
Love that.
Why don't we have some of that
fresh
parsley too? I always find fresh is always better too.
Sprinkle that. That just woke it up. Look at that.
Now we're gonna work over to this broccoli.
Oh,
so let me throw some gloves on.
Alrighty.
Which at home I don't use too often, but for you guys I'll be a little nicer about it.
Absolutely. Let me move this out of the way.
And see, it still has a lot of crunch to it. Like
Yes.
it's soft, but it's not overly soft. And same thing with the florets. The florets aren't turning mushy, which
And they're not brown.
Exactly.
No brown broccoli allowed.
Yeah.
All right, so we take them out, put them on a paper towel to get that excess water, because again, we don't want to add water to our pasta.
Exactly. We'll end up making it runny and diluting the flavor, which we just worked so hard making.
Yes.
The last thing we want is to ruin it.
So true.
And I'm going to leave a little bit in there. Don't judge me, guys, okay? We're going to use just
for
the right
TV
amount.
time. Okay,
Yeah.
TV time. Listen, that's a great snack after, so this is good. I don't know if there's going to be any leftovers, but we'll see.
Not with me in the building. All right, so now I patted it dry.
Okay.
And now you get to see the fun part, which is actually cutting it all up.
Oh.
And this is, you don't have to, you can like technically cut it ahead of time. I recommend not doing that just because it'll overcook like instantly,
Yes.
essentially. And then you're playing, how do I get this out of the ice water?
No, that's true. Wow, that's nice. So you're just chopping it really small. How small should we try
I
to
would
get
say,
it?
so it is a preference. How much do your kids hate it?
Right.
Or
How much do we
you
need to
hate
hide it? Right.
Yeah. If you need to hide it a lot, cut it as small as possible. If you don't need to hide it that much and you actually don't mind,
If the
then it's
husband
okay.
doesn't mind, just leave it. Do what you
go.
want to do. Love
so
that.
That looks just right.
Okay, this is going in, huh?
Yep.
In it goes. I'll scoot on down here. We're almost to the finish line, y'all. When we come back, we're putting the broccoli in. Do your thing, because I'm ready to get this tasting spoon and fork under here. We'll be back after we add it. The benefits to a forkful ahead on Dinner Diaz. Food makes you dance. Welcome back, y'all, to Dinner Diaz, where we're making pasta, but not just cramming in the carbs, as ensuring everyone gets a little nutrients. How about a whole lot of veggies without even knowing it, as we are hiding a bunch of broccoli in this awesome shrimp Alfredo brought to us by Chef Ted Reyes from Lobster Haven in Oldsmar, with the best pants ever, by the way. Now, if you're just tuning in before the break, we actually put in our blanched broccoli, gave it a little quick ice bath. We stopped it from cooking while we added the pasta, the cheese, the parsley to our Alfredo sauce. Yes, homemade. And then we diced it up finally and boom, tossed it with love into the dish, which
Every
you
time.
have that looks outstanding. So is it time to plate finally?
Yep, we're just gonna do one little thing because I gave it a quick test off camera.
Okay.
We're gonna add a little bit of salt and pepper and just make sure that you taste it right before you serve it. You're gonna need to add some. Sometimes the broccoli is a little bit sweeter than you would like.
Right.
So adding a little bit of salt and pepper will kind of help with that.
All right.
So now we're all ready.
Should I bring this over or you want to come on
So
over?
you can leave it there and
Okay.
I'll bring it over to you.
All right.
Because this is a little trick. If you've ever done pasta and you're trying to plate it to make it look like it's a lot more than what it is,
Yes.
if you actually take your tongs and twist it, especially with a cheese sauce like this, you can actually pile it on. And it just sticks like one little
Oh, look how
tiny little
cute.
guy, right?
And it looks so professional.
I would hope
Plating is
so.
a technique. That's another. We'll need to do a masterclass on how to plate.
I would say my family is actually very artsy, and I was never one to be able to draw anything for whatever reason. But when it came to food, as someone who eats it constantly, as you could probably tell,
Look at that cheese.
I don't know, you can make it look nice, you know? And
Oh.
I feel like nice food, you eat with your eyes.
Yes.
Well, bam. Put some
Yum.
Ted on it.
Look at this shrimp. Put some Ted on it. Look at that. The shrimp look great. Before we dig in, could you use some other proteins in this dish as well?
Of course, you can do chicken, you can do steak if you really want to, if you want more iron or something like that.
Okay.
Your cooking method is just going to change just slightly. Just make sure you always pat dry.
Pat
no
dry
matter
to get
what
that
you're
sear.
using. Yeah.
Love that.
The sear makes it taste just a bit better.
Well, speak of which,
Ladies first.
oh, well, aren't you sweet? Okay, let's get a
My
little
mama
bit.
raised a gentleman. We're
I
born
tell
in
you,
the
you're
South down here.
amazing. You're amazing. Now, I'm not going to eat the tail, so I'm going to have to do like kind of one at a time, shall we? All right, I'll take the tail off. Oh, my goodness. There we go. All right.
Ladies first.
Oh, you're so
got it.
sweet.
You got this.
I should take a TV bite because you don't want to see me chew. All right, here we go. Okay, you ready for yours?
Oh, I'm ready.
Okay, get yours. We'll do a duel.
A little dink it, then sink it. So there's a little trick too. You know, a little sauce.
Oh, swirly, swirly. Oh my goodness. Cheers. Okay.
Not too rich. Perfect.
It's wonderful. The perfect amount of cheese. I love the creaminess. That's great. The shrimp are perfect, not overdone, and most importantly, not chewy. We never want chewy shrimp. That would be a no-no. This is a delight and actually extremely easy to make.
Yep.
Who thought you could make Alfredo in your very own kitchen? We're going to get back in there, but let me just tell you, whether it's the kids, a partner, or just yourself, get that wealth and that health and get all the goodies, right, from Chef Ted's recipe at dinnerdiaz.com. We also have a link to Lobster Haven. You got to check out that Yukon lobster roll. Woo woo. I am Angie. I will see you next time with more ideas for dinner. Oh, and oh, one more thing before we go. Can I have you come out here?
Yeah.
I just want you to see Chef's pants. Oh my gosh. Look at these cool pants. Look at these pants. Are they not fun? He is a hot, spicy Chef Ted.
I like them. I like them.
And you model on the side.
Oh, yeah.
Right on.
Please. It comes with the blood.
Good job. We'll see you next time for Dinner Deals. Now get to cooking.
And